I woke up this morning to some very encouraging news indeed. I was alerted to an article in the Law Society Gazette, which I have here, that reports on a survey that states that 1 in 4 family law specialists are ready to quit. Excellent. So what's stopping them? Particularly in relation to family solicitors. They should pack their bags and go now. And in doing so, the judiciary can start changing the family courts into a positive, solutions-based environment instead of the cesspit of acrimony and hate that currently exists, all too often encouraged by lawyers, throwing fuel on the fire of parental conflict for their own financial gain. The survey suggests that 4 out of 10 practitioners, with many of these being the more junior ones, are uncomfortable talking to their employers about work stress and pressures. Perhaps that's because they still have a conscience and haven't yet got their heads around the expectation for them to milk their clients for every penny they can before throwing them under a bus. Perhaps they are suffering from a lack of sleep as they start to realise that their original honest intentions in becoming family solicitors to do good was just an illusion, as they now start understanding that as family lawyers they have absolutely no duty of care to any children whatsoever. And where the destruction of families is to be seen as a wonderful business opportunity to be fully financially exploited. So, whilst family solicitors feel sorry for themselves and contemplate getting another job that actually requires a law degree, because family court doesn't, let me share my thoughts on what I think is really going on. But before I do, let's run my excellent introduction. I am Philip Kedge, a retired police chief inspector and director of the McKenzie Friend UK network. I have been a McKenzie Friend for a decade and founder of the National Family Court campaign of #LightNotHate, stopping harm to children. In my blogs, my views and opinions are entirely my own, and please help me by liking this blog, subscribing to the channel, and please hit that notification bell. Family solicitors and lawyers are not welcome in the family court, and don't take my word for it. It seems that the judiciary themselves are now finally saying the same thing. Perhaps the judiciary have been watching my blogs. Sir Andrew McFarlane, the head of the family courts, has endorsed the report of the working group that states the following, and I do paraphrase. You don't need legal advice. What people need is information. A person going through family court, you see, can be supported and their positions explained with general advice and information. In other words, you don't need lawyers. The judiciary suggests that going to a solicitor for legal advice creates a disconnected process, that solicitors advise parents against each other, and that can add fuel to the fire. In other words, that solicitors create conflict. Amazing. We, the public, have known this for decades. So where exactly has the judiciary been all this time? At best, they've been out to lunch. At worst, they have simply looked the other way. And thirdly, the judiciary is now perhaps for the first time in its history coming to terms with the truth which I have been exposing for over 10 years. That the family court is predominantly about resolving human emotional issues and is not a complex legal process, as is with other areas of law such as criminal law. You see, the family court needs mediators and to seek solutions, not destructive lawyers. We are now near or at the point where 50% of people going through family courts are rejecting their family lawyers because they are not needed and have never been needed. There is absolutely no advantage whatsoever to having a lawyer. All too often, hiring them may cause harm to you, your children, and certainly your bank balance. So, it's no wonder solicitors and lawyers are now panicking, feeling depressed and anxious. The 1 in 4 wanting to leave their profession are waking up and smelling the coffee that they have no realistic future and no one is coming to their rescue. No sympathy from me for a profession that, in my view, has for decades existed on the foundations of a total con, on scaring people, on promoting conflict and causing irreparable, disgraceful harm to children, destroying childhoods and the lives of parents. And what a disgrace that the judiciary has allowed these people into the courts who have no duty of care to any child. The judiciary has, in my view, been entirely complicit in the significant harm caused. However, it does seem that times are now starting to change and that the judiciary is now admitting to these issues and that there needs to be urgent radical change with a new solutions-based approach. As for the family lawyers, please pack your bags and go. You are nothing more than broken, rusty, harmful cogs in the machinery and need to be removed. If you are a law student thinking about entering family law with idealistic views of helping children and doing good, it's time to stop being naive. The job you aspire to can only exist if conflict is promoted. So instead, keep your moral compass intact and go and get a different job that actually requires your hard-fought law degree. Go and get a job in law where your parents can really be proud of you. And in any case, you won't have a family law job in 3 years because no one will be hiring you. I conclude with these final thoughts. As a retired police officer, I dedicated my life to protecting the public from criminals. I now dedicate my life with my McKenzie Friend UK network to protect the public from family lawyers. In my time, I have met many serious criminals who hold a higher code of conduct and integrity than what I see in many family lawyers. Criminals generally don't engage in activities that harm children. Those who do have a pretty rough time in prison. Unlike most criminals who hold that principle, family lawyers have absolutely no duty of care to any child and openly, in broad daylight, fleece their clients out of tens of thousands of pounds. Their practices are all too often absolutely disgraceful and abhorrent. Shame on them and their profession. It's time for them to pack their bags and disappear for good. I would be so grateful for just 30 seconds more of your time. I hope that you are enjoying all of my blogs on my channel. I would like to invite you to take a tour of my family court training modules at familycourttraining.co.uk. The fee for the training is similar to what you would pay for 30 minutes with an unnecessary lawyer. Perhaps it's time to truly empower yourself in relation to all aspects of your family court case and to take the solutions-based approach that I teach for the sake of your children. Alternatively, perhaps you want to become a McKenzie Friend to assist others and potentially create an amazing new income stream. You have nothing to lose by putting familycourttraining.co.uk into your browser and taking a look right now.